As we approach the one-year mark of the deadly July flood that killed 139 Texans last year, Kerr County officials want to make sure everyone knows that they are open for business. Now, Julie Davis is the president of the Kerrville Convention and Visitors Bureau. Thank you so much for taking the time speaking with us this morning. Now, some 330 businesses were impacted by last year's deadly flood, according to the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce, but many of those businesses have reopened. Between 12 to 28, however, businesses did not reopen. I guess, what is the very latest? Is there any update with that? Yeah, the vast majority of the businesses have all opened. That impact number includes impacts as not just flood impact, but economically, right? A drop in visitation and tourism impacts them far beyond the also physical impact. But the vast majority along the Upper Guadalupe Valley there are open and ready to serve visitors, ready to welcome them back. Excellent. And we were just talking during the break that this entire process, that it's hard to believe that we're already coming up on a year since this deadly occurrence took place, that it's been very fast that it's happened, but also very grueling days ahead. Now, what other milestones have really happened since that deadly flood? Yeah, you know, we've had a variety of different things, everything from ecological, you know, things we don't necessarily think about from day to day, replanting of trees and riparian zones. Crider's Rodeo recently reopened. They had their first official weekend last weekend, which is, you know, an institution out in Hunt, Texas. They hosted a big benefit, I think the weekend prior, to raise funds again for repairing the river environment. We need to replace trees. And then you've had things like Jellystone reopening their riverfront. They had their ribbon cutting about 2 weeks ago. So just as you move forward, you know, each day we see more positive progress, trees turning green, all of those things. So. Now, Camp Mystic recently announced it is not reopening this summer after 28 people died there when it flooded. How do Kerr County residents feel about that? You know, the loss out at Camp Mystic and throughout the entire region is just devastating. It's something you can't put words to. Our hearts remain with all of those families and everyone affected. And you know, our community is still grieving, many are grieving, and we just completely respect the decisions that need to be made moving forward for the camp. And even if you haven't been there to Kerr County, even if you're not from the state of Texas, everyone can feel the emotion really with that community. How has the community come together themselves to support Camp Mystic counselors? You know, there's been a variety of different things, but most recently there were, I think it was 17 women that received a Guadalupe River Heroes Scholarship for their bravery and for what they did during that July 4th flooding. And those funds were raised by area businesses, people that live in the county, as well as the Texas A&M Foundation. So a lot of people contributed, and that's kind of one of those moments of resilience and showing you a way forward. Absolutely. And besides donations, how else can people support the Kerr County communities? You know, just coming back and seeing us again. You know, we miss seeing their faces. Tourism visitation is just a major part of who we are. It's always what that area has had, right? We all have memories of summer going out to the hill country, and we encourage you to come back and come see us again. Well said. Thank you so much, Julie Davis, for stopping by and speaking with us.